everyone, and welcome again to TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week and the finale for the 2022-23 high school basketball season. And there's your location, the Stroh Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University. Boy, how many remember the old Anderson Arena where everybody used to play when they advanced to this level? Now, big, beautiful facility that they have for the Sandusky Blue Streaks at 24-1 on the year, and the Rocky River Lutheran West Longhorns at 22-3. And for Sandusky, their 11th appearance at the regional level, and in the previous 10, the Streaks have come up with 10 losses. And they're playing against this coaching staff right here, headed by the man on the right, DeMar Moore of the Blue Streaks, who played in two regionals, by the way, when he was a sophomore and a junior under head coach John Schleshman back in the 90s. So he is no stranger to BG and the regional level per se. But they're facing a team that's kind of starved for regional competition on their own, as they have not been to a regional level since 2007. But I tell you what, when you look at this Lutheran West basketball team, we knew coming in they had pretty good scouting report on these guys and knew they were pretty good, and we're going to find out how good they really are here in just a short while. They're in the Chagrin Valley Conference. They finished the regular season at 19-3, the top team in the Metro Division of their conference, and they just cruised through the sectionals and the regionals. They had wins of 38, 36, and 17 points to get them to this level of competition. And as far as the Streaks are concerned, they're just in a history-making season altogether. Their 24 wins are one better than the 2019-20 season, and their winning streak of 20 straight games is the second longest in program history. The 1992-93 team racked up 22 straight victories altogether. And, of course, that's skewed a little bit when you look at numbers, the 24 wins in the season. Coach Caldwell's like, who are you talking to? It's that camera over there. Teams used to play, gosh, back in my day, only 18-game regular seasons. They upped it to 20 games around the turn of the century, and then all of a sudden we find we're at 22 games per season. So racking up big numbers is a little bit more of a possibility now, but let's face it, you get 24 wins in a season, you're doing something pretty special. And as we go further along here, you see the crowd filing in, and this was one of the nicest Sandusky crowds I have seen in years. There's the Register crew of Billy Hayen, Brian Collars, and that other person who takes pictures and tries to act busy with that camera sitting on her lap. Talk about award-winning Aaron Caldwell, of course. We'll give you your due plaudits. Ozzie and Redding leading the Blue Streak pregame. At the far end of the floor, behind that basket in the background, is the Sandusky student section, ready to cheer on their team. And head coach DeMar Moore is ready. This whole team is ready. We're all ready. It's regional semifinals at BG coming up next. Our first quarter is being sponsored by Restore Pro Disaster Cleanup and Restoration, and by the Old Fish House in Huron with knickknacks, snacks, BS facts, just about anything you want as far as social stuff is concerned. You'll find it at the Old Fish House in Huron. All right, even the sound of the horn, big-time arena sound, as this basketball game gets ready to roll. And they have three young men you really watch, but the first to keep in mind is the young man wearing number 0 right there. This kid is good. His name's Jason Levis, a 6-foot-tall junior, and he's averaged 25 points in each playoff game, scored 24 in their district championship game, and right off the bat, it is Derek Fairley scoring for the Longhorns to make it a 2-0 lead. They can pressure, they can handle pressure, and They're tall, they're lengthy. Keep an eye out for number 3, who's Junior Kambamba. There's 3 right in your screen right there. But that young man can sky. There's Dalen Green to tie the game at 2. So we'll look at the drive to the basket by Damar Moore. Rebound from Chance Gar through traffic to Moore. And the kick out to Green. And there's the open jump shot. The 41 seconds into the game, a 2-2 tie. Levis with his first layup of the first quarter to give the Longhorns a 2-point lead. Look at this feed from Henlon. Gar with a head fake, and 2 to tie it at 4. Streaks doing some damage early. Henlon, I always say you make great things happen by driving to the basket. That time Henlon does it with the assist to Gar. That's all Sandusky fans in the background there, folks. And man, I'm telling you what, they were there in numbers, and they brought their vocal cords along with them. Fairley having the ball poked away, and the Streaks forcing a turnover and a chance to grab their first lead of the contest. And that's Green hitting from behind the arc, and that gives the Blue Streaks their first and unfortunately what would be their only lead of the game at 7-4. Here's Levis feeding into the paint, and Henlon doing one of the things he does best, and that's force turnovers. Unfortunately, the turnover goes the other way, and Lutheran West gets it right back. And look at the way they handle pressure. Streaks with a chance to increase their lead. Kobe Brown coming up short to Derek Fairley, and this young man can handle the basketball. So can he. That's the young man I talked about, Levis, with the and one, missing the free throw. And the run out off the rebound by Green. 7-6 Blue Streaks. This is the young man we were talking about, Levis. He didn't miss too many of those. And now keep an eye focused on number 3 when they inbound it again coming up. This is a play that they ran twice during this game and ran it to perfection. That's pretty what you call unstoppable. Cam Bamba gave the lead back to Lutheran West at 8-7. The trap on Levis. They see that trap coming. They know it was there. And Kambamba from inside and from outside. That young kid's a player. He's 6'4". He's a junior. And like we mentioned on the radio, he jumps like he's 7 feet tall. There's the run out to Levis. Kid's a player. I tell you, once you get watching him for a while, you understand. I think it was during one of our breaks early in the game, I just looked at Coach Caldwell next to me on the radio and thought, these guys are good. And they are. You know, we talked in the Lexington game about maybe the Minutemen haven't faced this kind of pressure all year. And when you analyze this team, maybe the Streaks haven't faced a team that can handle pressure like these guys can all year. They did force some turnovers, but they run through a lot of them and get points off them as well. That backdoor cut and the basket, and one for Clay Noble. Special thanks going out to the following local businesses supporting us here at the North Coast Game of the Week. Noble shooting one at the line. That 20-9 advantage. Remember, this game was 7-4 Blue Streaks, so this is a 16-2 run that they're on right now to build that lead to their biggest margin of the first quarter at 11. Now, we've seen the Streaks have to absorb a few of these blows throughout the year, but they don't go away. They'll just keep coming back. This is one of the things you admire about this team, and here's some pressure put on by Lutheran West in their own right. As you look at turnovers going back and forth here, and both teams that scramble for the basketball like there's no tomorrow. Streaks have got some of the best sets of hands we've seen all year long, and now they've met a team that's probably just as good with those hands. That was Derek Fairley right there, number one, coming up with a steal. And you could see the steal forced by Amir Aaron. This is Zorian Bonner. See, they're active with their hands just like the Streaks have been all season long. And they go deep off their bench as well. They don't lose a whole lot. Jason Henlon on the rebound off the Lutheran West miss. Streaks down by 11. Bill Donovan Klein goes to work on the offensive glass. This is bringing the heat for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and refrigeration since 1889. Henlon loves to attack that basket. Klein setting himself in a good position for the offensive rebound and put back over the top of Joshua Meyer. The Streaks close to within 9. That's bringing the heat for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works on Columbus Avenue in Sandusky. Takes a lot to intimidate this Sandusky basketball team. Valen Green on the steal and score. And all of a sudden, the lead has gone from 11 to 7. Look at Green. Look at the eyes. Checking up the floor, does a nice crossover to get by one man, and then outmaneuvers Jesse Levis in the paint for two. Streaks with 4 straight, and they are back to within 7 at 20-13. You know, Levis right here shows you some great quickness as well, because with that crossover move of his, he puts defenders on his hip in no time. And there's Fairley with the steal. See the fans in the background saying, hey, that was travel, wasn't it? And I think the fans were right. Look at that, at the end of the first quarter. Jay Henlon completing a 6-point run to get the Streaks back to within 5. And for Civista Bank, this is our play of the game. Instead of Rocky River Lutheran West increasing their lead from the 7-point advantage they held at that point, you get Zorian Bonner on the boards, and then Jason Henlon well aware of what's going on the clock. Got to get a shot up. Fades away off balance on the wing. Perfect. Streaks the final 6 points of the first quarter to make it a 5-point game after one at 20-15. That's your play of the game, brought to you by Civista Bank. Hang on, quarter number 2 coming up next. It's regional semifinal action from the Stroh Center at BGSU. The statues are still here, thankfully, and hopefully they'll stick around for a while. Second quarter is up and coming next on our Game of the Week, brought to you by Sandusky Bay Pancake House. Best pancakes in the world and many other breakfasts as well, since 1966. And also sponsored by Noble Pins, Duck Pin Bowling. Entertainment of a lifetime. Good old Duck Pin Bowling, downtown Sandusky at Marketplace at the Cook. It's Noble Pins. Coming up is your Super Fan of the Week for Sandusky Bay Pancake House.
They're an awesome team, and I love the Blue Streaks. And by the way, I'm going to the Sandusky Bay Pancake House.
She's a smart one. Your Super Fan of the Week, Victoria Russell for Sandusky Bay Pancake House since 1966. And I swear, the food just keeps getting better and better every day. 5-point lead for the Longhorns as we begin the second quarter. Streaks with the basketball first, but Levis coming up with a defensive rebound. And the Streaks deficit stays at 5. This is a basketball team, Lutheran West, as they turn it over on the over and back, that shoots as a team 38% from three-point land. Jason Levis tops on the team 45%. That's unconscionable. Junior Kambamba, the big 6'4 junior, it's 43%. Derek Fairley, 42%. 3 players over 40% from behind the three-point line. So you have to be wary of just about everybody, including kids that can jam it, but Matt Meyer that time just kind of got caught between a dunk and a layup. As we take another look for Matthews Ford. Streaks hustling back on defense has a lot to do with this. Looks like Meyer's going to have free reign to the basket, but look at Tamar Moore. Just makes him kind of get rid of that ball in an awkward spot. And Moore getting the possession back for the Blue Streaks. Jay Henlon making things happen again. And the best part about this, when you stop and think about it, is Jason Henlon's going to be around for a couple of more years. He is indeed a sophomore. Both Lucas Pajali, the football coach, and head coach Tamar Moore, the basketball team, licking their chops because this kid has so much talent. Of course, the quarterback of the football team, and really the quarterback of this basketball team. That's Joshua Meyer with the 3. Young man that averages 8.7 points per ball game. Levis tops on this Lutheran West team through the playoffs, averaging 25 per game. And he has yet to really get started. There's Dalen Green to get the Streaks back to within 6. And Azorian Bonner too strong on the slam attempt. You look at the defense again, Bonner coming up with a steal. He wants to finish this thing off in style. A misses on the jam. And Lutheran West would get the basketball back. It's our second look for Matthews Ford on East Perkins Avenue in Sandusky. Pressure really doesn't seem to bother these guys too much. The Streaks force their fair amount of turnovers, but still, Lutheran West, it's a pretty good job with the pressure overall. But you can see the quick hands of the Blue Streaks. Tamar Moore to the free throw line while we look at some signs of good business. Please support these local area establishments. Brady Signs, Noble Axes, The Crimus Company, J Bistro, S&H Blinds and Floors. Pizza House West. Damar Moore. Free throw line for the Streaks. He would knock down 1 out of 2 at the line to get the Streaks back to within 5. And look at the steal off the inbounds. Moore. Streaks are within 2. After trailing by as many as 11 in the first quarter. Another look at Moore on the free throw for Matthews Ford. And then the inbounds. Look at Moore on the anticipation from the inbounds. Trying to find Levis, who stumbles and goes down, and Moore takes full advantage. Bullseye. For the Streaks fans in the background, they're loving it. Sandusky back to within 2. They're just as loud as what they looked in that picture right there. Streaks fans still screaming up a storm. Junior Kambamba bombs away. And Lutheran West goes back up by 5. That was the one that quieted the Sandusky fans down a bit. Thanks to the following local businesses for their support of the Game of the Week. Matthews Ford, Cook Aluminum, Hermes Parker Concrete, Noble Fun, Schmid Architects, Steinemann Hafner Insurance, Payne Nichols and Company, Sandusky Steel and Supply, Gnome's Podiatric Medicine, Tom's Trophy Shop. There's the Longhorn lead of 5. Blue Streaks basketball off the timeout. Chase Garr has the Blue Streaks back to within 3 once again. Well, the Blue Streak seniors, nice little head fake, gets Levis off his feet and then goes to the reverse. Nicely done. What makes Garr so dangerous, he can attack that basket well, but he also is one of the best three-point shooters the Streaks have. Let's keep in mind from this camera angle when you're looking at that far side of the arena, all Sandusky fans. It's a lot of people that pack into those bleachers. Levis does it so well. 29-23. Levis rebounds his own miss. And then it's Levis again, driving right down Broadway for an 8-point lead. Streaks trying to come up with answers here as we approach the 3-minute mark. Time remaining in the second quarter. Derek Fairley. All of a sudden, Streaks down by 11. They've gone on an 11-point run to open that lead up to 11, which matches their biggest lead of the ball game so far. Jason Henlon towing the line for the Blue Streaks. He will hit 1 out of 2 at the line. Streaks back to within 10. That's the young man that hits 45% of those during the season. They just give it to somebody else who does just as good a job almost. Derek Fairley, 42% free throw shooter behind the arc. And it's a 13-point ball game at 37-24. Streaks hold on to possession. A reach-in foul there by Azorian Bonner will keep the ball in the possession of the Longhorns. Fairley handling the man pressure up the floor. See, those traps don't seem to bother this ball club that much. There's Levis with another pull-up jumper, and Lutheran West, their biggest lead now of 15 points at 39-24. Gar for three. That was just with under a minute to play, and then Moore off the turnover. See, Lutheran West bothers you all the time, just like Sandusky bothers their opponents. Amazing how many similarities there are between these two. Another look for Matthews Ford. Turnover to Moore. Bonner on the offensive glass. Into a double team. So it really made this a fun game to watch. There was so much athletic talent on this floor. It almost boggles the mind. There's that crossover we talk about with Levis, this time getting him open for a drive in the baseline. And the debate, of course, was whether Gar had his position set or not. The official said no. So that puts one of their seniors, Lewis Smith, at the free throw line. When you say senior, you don't say it much about this team because all of their starters are underclassmen. So this team is going to be good again next year. These are the kind of kids, too. It's like the Sandusky kids will be playing a lot of basketball during the offseason and honing their skills for the next time around. Nice feed from Fairley to Matt Meyer. These Meyer kids we talk about, Matt and Joshua, are both seniors. Set of twins. And I'm sorry, they're both sophomores. So they'll be back around again for 2 more years. Meyer with a 3-point play the old-fashioned way with 5 seconds to go in the half. Henlin, that would have been nice to get at the end of the half. But it's a 23-12 second quarter, and the Streaks in a 16-point hole at the half. Third quarter up next. But first, let's do our Fan of the Week for Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield. Little does she know, sitting in the stands, looking around, wondering what's going on, that she is being spotlighted as our Fan of the Week. And it's brought to you every week by Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield. Looks kind of like in pain as he's rowing through the air, doesn't it? Well, this is very fitting. As he paddles, so do we, to the world-famous Paddle Bar located in downtown Sandusky, ready to bring you our third quarter of activity in this week's Game of the Week, the Paddle Bar. And by Noble Axes, where you can find axe throwing in downtown Sandusky at the Marketplace at the Cook. Well, when we start talking about, has this team faced the kind of pressure Sandusky brings all year long? Yeah, probably, because some of their wins this year included teams over 2022 Final Four teams like St. Ignatius, Ottawa Glandorf, Gilmore Academy, and they also beat strong Division I programs this year like Mentor, Maple Heights, Shaker. So this team is no accident. I mean, they got there through no fluke whatsoever. You say they got 3 losses on the year. Yeah, they did absorb 3 losses during the season, but their losses come to teams like Holy Name, Lutheran East, Akron, Hoban. These are teams that, are good basketball schools, and Lutheran West plays a strong schedule. We've got a 16-point lead over the Streaks as we start our second half. Chase Carr getting tied up by Levis. There's the other thing about Levis. Not only is a strong offensive player, but he does so many things on defense that help the team as well. That young kid is just a player, and he's a junior, so yeah, he'll be back. And to be in all honesty, I hope we see him again next year. There's Levis with a pull-up jump shot. Means it'll be a great season for the Streaks if we do see him again next year, and I have a feeling they're going to be right back in that same spot. 18 points now is the largest deficit the Blue Streaks face to this point of the ball game. It's Levis right around the double team. See what I mean? You put double teams on them. A lot of double teams have really caused issues this year on teams Sandusky have faced, but these guys, it doesn't bother them. They don't panic. They throw around it, they throw over it, throw through it, dribble around it. Here's the double team there, and they find the open man in the paint. That's a travel. Good defense by the Streaks, forcing that issue. And the Streaks will get it back. Well, that's that one extra pass that finds Dalen Green. Moore kind of gets this thing started. Finds what he thinks is a man open underneath, but Amir Aaron then makes that one extra pass for the backside where Green, streaking to the basket, gets the Streaks back to within 16. Levis against Henlon, up the floor for Lutheran West. See the double team come at him, and Levis just right around the side. Fakes right, goes right. Backside rebound, Amir Aaron. Talk about a young man who has done so many great things for the Streaks off the bench this year, especially throughout the tournament where he has elevated his game, and that leads to a Jason Henlon basket that gets the Streaks back to within 14. Henlon has gotten so good at that pull-up jump shot. It's at 45-31. Defense at work again. Amir Aaron to get him back to within 12. Watch Aaron on the defense right here. Do you even see him in your screen? There he is. Great anticipation and right to the basket. Turnover, attack. Streaks have really got that ingrained. Again, Lutheran West, ball to the middle of the floor, press broken. They go to work in their half-court offense. That's your 45% three-point shooter this year, and Levis. Lutheran West by 15. Jay Henlon, not to make this a three-point play. And the streak's back to within 48-36. Jason Henlon causing havoc. Well, one thing Levis doesn't do so well is fake a foul. Didn't get the call there, but it leads to a Joshua Meyer put back for a 50-36 Longhorn lead. Chase Gar just has that one bang off the front of the rim. There's Henlon on the kick out to Damar Moore, who climaxes a 12-5 blue streak run to get them back to within 11. That's after the Streaks trailed 45-27 early in the quarter by 18. And now back to within 11 on that long ball from Moore. Just over 3 minutes left to play in our third quarter. Much as the Streaks don't get intimidated, neither does Lutheran West. They answer your comebacks. It's the other part. You know, it always seems like loose balls a lot of times are right at Lutheran West. And again, it's not by accident. You anticipate, long shots make long rebound. You get in the direct line of sight, latch him in, and then you're looking at Kambamba doing another part of what he does so best. I mean, this is acrobat kind of stuff. There's the turnover forced by Aaron. Where's Kambamba? Look at where he's coming from. My goodness. That kid can sky. And it's just great hustle, too. We've gotten used to seeing that all year long. You appreciate great hustle. Even if it's from the other team, you got to tip your hats once in a while and say, hey, these guys play the game right. Josh Meyer, nice touch with the left hand. And right back come the Longhorns again for a 13-point advantage. Fairly good box out. Start to run the other direction. Signs of good business up next. Please support all of these local area businesses. Capizzi's Pizzeria, Crush Wine Bar, Wendy's, Dockside Cafe, Sandusky Bay Pancake House, Cameo Pizza, Noble Crafts, Schmid Architects, right through the hands of Meyer and out of bounds. So the Streaks get it back, and DeMar Moore cheering for his ball club. Let's go, guys. Keep on coming. A lot of ball game yet to be played here at BG. Chase Carr, an unbelieving junior Kambamba. Carr with 1 out of 2. Blue Streaks within 12. This is Amir Aaron. See Kambamba get away with a little shove right there, but the Blue Streaks still get the basketball. That time it's Matt Meyer doing the defensive work on the block. And the Streaks inbounding out front for Henlon. See in the background, the clock winding down in the third quarter. Work on the offensive glass by Azorian Bonner. Jason Henlon with 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Off the inbounds, and our second look for Matthews Ford. Henlon, crossover move into a little delay move, and it all leads to 2 points for the Blue Streak sophomore. 52-42. And the quick hands of the Blue Streaks at work right there as time winds down in quarter number 3. Aaron quickly trying to get that ball to the basket. These guys will kind of make you change your shots on defense also because they're so lengthy getting to the hole. Streaks actually won the third quarter 15-9. They're down by 10. Yeah, this is March, and that does happen in March. Your fourth quarter coming up, sponsored by Noble Crafts, Craft Tavern and Shop inside the marketplace at the Cook in downtown Sandusky. And we had a cheerleader competition going on as well. This young lady really getting the crowd going. Fourth quarter starting with Sandusky down by 10 at 52-42. Jason Henlon, there's that pull-up jump shot we talked about before, and the Streaks are back to within 8. Bonner, nice bounce pass right through the seam. And Henlon got rid of Kambamba, knocked it down to get the Streaks within 52-44. Three that just rimmed out by Levis stays in the possession of Lutheran West. And Kambamba A drive to the basket and a timeout as the Longhorns build their lead back to 10 once again with just over 6.5 minutes left. Thanks to the following businesses for their support of the North Coast Game of the Week. Good Time, Lake Erie Cruises, Skate World, Ghostly Manor, Restore Pro, BGSU Firelands College, Wake Up and Waffle, Cold Water Company, Heartland and Wilkin Custom Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Helene Kia, Schmidt Architects, Capizzi's Pizzeria, Streaks down by 10. Again, every little run the Streaks have, the Longhorns seem to pull up an answer. And there's the quick hands of Levis coming up with the final steal that secures possession for Lutheran West. Like that from Azorian Bonner. Just that little tap to the chin. Keep your head up. We're all right. It was an almost steal by Green. And then Meyer doing a nice job of head faking down low, building the Lutheran West lead back to 12. A spin move by Fairley all the way, and boy, look at that double move underneath. Yeesh. 14-point lead once again as they have a 6-point run after the Streaks were back to within 8. A great sequence right here. Look at Fairley's move down the lane. Nice spin move, and then right, left, right. Eek. Comes from playing lots of basketball, folks, and working on your game to be able to operate that smoothly under pressure. 14-point lead again at 58-44. And at the other end, knock away by Smith. The ball goes to Bonner, and then the reaching foul on Smith trying to get it back. There's some great sequences in this game. The reaching foul on Amir Aaron. And there's the Civista Bank scoreboard story. Closing in on 4.5 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. These guys handle the ball well, too, so they're at a point of the game, too, where running some time off the clock, not a big deal for them. And then that baseline drive opens up for Lewis Smith. They've got 8 points in a row to make it 60-44. And it was just a few moments ago the Streaks had closed to within 8 after scoring first in the fourth quarter. That matches the biggest lead of the ball game at 18. 62-44 on a 10-point run before Bonner gets the answer for the Streaks. Mbamba looking for an exclamation point delivery, comes up short. The Streaks still just kind of hanging around. Damar Moore makes it 4 in a row for the Streaks. But it's still Lutheran West now by 14. And they can afford to run some clock again. The thing about them is they're just like the Streaks. They can run some clock, but then if they spot an opening, they're going to take it. Blocking foul on Moore. And you can see the look on his face, kind of knowing what's going on at this point of the ball game. Moore trying to buy one there, but he bought one on himself instead, unfortunately. And it's bombs away for Kambamba. Second time they ran that play off the inbounds, and tell me the defense for this one, folks. Ain't none. 64-48. Great defense by Matthew Meyer, rather. Nice look for Jason Henlon again to Kobe Brown. Gets the Streaks back to within 14 again, but unfortunately time running short in this one, down to 2:24 left to play. Henlon with that nice no-look feed downstairs to Brown, and Kobe puts it away. Kobe, another one of those young sophomores that we look forward to watching for the next couple of years for the Streaks. Streaks now forced into the fouling game because they've got to get that clock stopped, and it's the only way they're going to be able to do it. Nicely defensed by Green that time because it was a great look by Lutheran West. Levis tried to get a timeout called, but he was already out of bounds. And how's that for a big three for Azorian Bonner? Got the Streaks back to within 11 with 1:41 to play. Bodies everywhere. Amir Aaron coming in to help out from the backside, but it's that foul to keep the layup from happening and holds Lutheran West to only 1 point on that possession for a 12-point lead. Well, I tell you what, we keep talking about Amir Aaron and the quality work he does. This is right there amongst all that. Get Gar off the three, and here's Aaron crashing the boards. Ball gets knocked away, and he just gets right around his man and takes it backside amongst the trees and laid it in on the reverse, and the Streaks back to within 10, but only 1:06 left to play. Fairley stretches the lead back to 12. See, they'll sit on the ball, but if they get that opportunity, they're still going to score and make life that much more difficult for you. The foul on Bonner that would put Kambamba at the line, where he would miss on the 1-on-1. But they held on to possession. Levis goes to the line, and he'll knock down a pair with 39.8 seconds to go for Lutheran West. 69-55. One last-ditch effort by the Streaks will come up off the mark. And then they're going to keep the ball in the hands of Levis. And there's the moment of reality where the Streaks start emptying the bench and getting the players their salutes as they come off the floor for the last time. And the realization sits in that this is going to be it for the Streaks for this year. And that's such a hard sight to look at. It's Demarion Westbrook, who's been a great supporter all year long despite his knee injury. The dream of the Streaks moving on comes to a finish here at the Stroh Center at BGSU as they fall short against Lutheran West Ball Club, in which you have no shame losing to, because they are indeed, as we've talked about all night long, an outstanding basketball team. 16-point win for the Longhorns, 71-55. It has been a treat watching the Sandusky Blue Streaks play all year long. We thank them for all the entertainment they brought us, and we thank you for being a big supporter of our North Coast Game of the Week all season long. And when we meet again, it's going to be on the football field. Lots of sunshine to enjoy and lots of water skiing to enjoy before that all comes around, but we'll see you in the fall. Folks, thanks for joining us and supporting us on another week and another season of our North Coast Game of the Week.